on there. I actually forgot I had put that on because I was having trouble over the last couple of weeks, and I was like, oh shit, because I had a little notepad here of everything. All right, so the stream has started. It looks like everybody's voices are going out there. I'm recording on Pamela. Hopefully that works. Let me do a quick test with Spotify. Make sure you guys can hear that.
Yep. Nice.
Oh,
Good.
yeah.
So I'll start with Traveler. I'll probably just play some background music, maybe for a while. Maybe I'll play the album.
Is that the soundtrack on there now?
Yeah,
it's
it's been on there forever, yeah.
How about that?
It's on Spotify, yeah. So that's what I'll do. I'll probably just play.
They've got quite a lot of gaming soundtracks on Spotify now.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff on there. It's pretty good. All right. And then I will get us started. Maybe I'll talk and then I'll play the music this time.
You'll have to share that with me on the Facebook or in Messenger.
What's that? Oh, the
playlist.
Definitely. It's not even a playlist. It's just the album.
Weird. I tried searching for it. Maybe I spelt it wrong.
Sometimes you get Destiny's Child when you look for Destiny on Spotify.
Totally the same thing.
Actually, Brian, where do you live? I forgot. Is it Missouri?
Yep. Yeah, Southwest Missouri.
Yeah. I put them in the fridge. Missouri. The UK. Nick, what do you want me to call you out for?
Scotland, man.
Scotland?
Come on, not the UK.
Bastards, huh? All right. Coming to you live from Missouri, Scotland, and New York on Twitch, YouTube, and Mixer. Welcome to episode 29 of the Respawn Kings. Today is Thursday, July 20th, 2017, and we will spawn yet another podcast. And I am one of your Respawn Kings. I am Gary DeFelice. I am the real Defo. This week we have a very special episode as Destiny is out, or Destiny 2 Beta is out, and we are going to talk a shitload of Destiny today. Of course, what I did is I got the two people I know that love Destiny the most. I got one guy from the Xbox. I got one guy from the PS4. Both of these guys helped me through countless raids and strikes and stuff like that and helped me get to level 400 with me. Brian Russo. Brian, what is up, my friend?
Not a whole lot, Gary. How's it going?
I am doing well. Why don't we let everybody know where they can find you?
You can find me as Sightsev anywhere on PlayStation Network, on Steam, Origin, or Xbox Live. Pretty much play on the computer for Xbox Live.
Yeah, Brian is everywhere. And of course, You guys all know him. It's Nick Womble. He does our story of the weeks, or every once in a while, whatever that is. Story time with Womble. Womble.
How's it going, man?
My Xbox One Destiny man.
Full of the hype.
How pumped up are you, my friend?
So much. So much. Just, yeah, it's all the good stuff.
It's fantastic. So what's been going on with you, Nick?
Working hard, living soberish.
No.
Yeah, well, you know, I'm a Scot. I've got to live up to stereotypes.
Fun in that.
Yeah. Some people might know me as Womble MK3. I'm in all the places, just like Brian, except PlayStation, until I win one. It has to happen one of these days.
One day. And we will welcome you with open arms.
We'll make a believer out of you yet.
Awesome, man. Brian, what have you been doing? You got a new job, I hear?
Yes. Yep. I started doing a Apple chat support job. Working through a company called Kelly Services.
Do you get to work from home?
I'm doing. Yes.
That's cool.
And
Nice.
provided me with a iMac and everything. I just sit at a computer and take chats from people with iOS devices all day.
You were a Android guy, right?
Still am.
Okay.
The irony.
Just some things never change, you know?
Right.
Well, you know the Apple people need the most help, so you're just helping out. They can't be as cool as the Androiders.
Sure.
So let's just jump right on in. We're not going to go over TV shows, although I will mention I did finish Breaking Bad, so probably next week I'll be talking to Damn It Doll about Breaking Bad, which was really good, and I'm so mad I waited so long to watch it. But we'll skip over TV this week, and we'll just jump right into what we're playing. And Brian, let's start with you, man.
Playing. Oh, man. I've been playing a lot. I've mainly been playing, a lot of Destiny still. Still Destiny 1.
So what have you been doing on Destiny?
Strikes, raids. Just recently completed finally, challenge mode all the way through for Wrath of the Machine. That was oddly gratifying.
How hard is that last challenge?
Oh, my God. Axis is just like a pain in the butt. One person misses anything and it's just all done. That's it. There's no, kind of like King's Fall.
Yeah. One person wipes on Oryx and it's all down the pan.
Right.
Is it
You
hard
miss a
mode?
Bomb. Oh yeah.
It is, right?
Yeah,
So,
definitely. Well, technically it was the heroic difficulty. But
yeah, not Gears level is what we like to call it around here.
there you go.
That's cool. What else you been hitting up?
I've been playing the beta, of
Good.
course.
We'll talk about that soon, no doubt.
Can't not. Battlefield 1, I started playing that recently.
You doing multiplayer or just the single player?
Yeah, multiplayer. I finished single player sometime last year, but I picked up the multiplayer again, started playing that here recently. They had the, the digital deluxe and the premium on sale for like half price. So I went ahead and picked that up.
It's a sharp little game.
Oh yeah, it's fun to just go back and like not be jumping on walls.
Yeah.
And crap. I like the feel of it. It plays really well.
Yeah, I gave a little bit of run on that, but not a lot. Did a couple of community events with it. I just get my ass kicked in Battlefield.
I joined the club. I'm terrible. Terrible. I think a couple times I did play with some of the guys from BHD, so that was pretty fun.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, they're great. Some of them are really good.
Put me to shame.
Yeah, they are amazing. And they're cool to play with. They're
Oh yeah.
They don't mind you sucking. If Dan played with them, they're okay with suckers.
No need to say more.
There was a lot of them too playing Destiny back in the day. I don't know if they still are, but there was a decent number of them.
Yeah, I saw a few of them on the beta. I haven't seen any of them really much on 1, but every now and then.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah, they were.
They were big Destiny,
beta.
Battlefield, and what's the other? Oh, Grand Theft Auto. They played a lot of as well.
I haven't touched that in ages.
I watched my kids. They were playing it the other day, doing some of the whatchamacallits, the heists.
Ugh.
It's fun to hear them yell at each other. But anyway. What else you have, bro?
Shadow Mordor. Picked that up on sale. Game. It was only it was $4 on PSN.
You couldn't resist.
I guess it just went on sale. They had it on sale last week for on live.
Yeah.
I think
all platforms.
Yeah.
Steam had it $4. Xbox and PlayStation.
It's funny how all that kind of just fell on around the same time as the Steam sale, of course.
Almost like it was planned.
Yeah.
But yeah, I played a lot of it on the computer, but I just didn't touch it for a while, and then I saw it was on sale, and I was like, you know what? I wouldn't mind getting back into this again.
Yeah, that's one game I want to finish. I almost got through that first area, but it felt like I kept having new bosses coming back after me again. I don't think I was moving fast enough or doing things the right way.
Yeah, and it can be pretty brutal, especially when you're out there trying to kill one and like 3 more show up,
Oh,
and it's like, well,
that's what was happening to me. All of a sudden, I'm running, and there's like 4 of them chasing me. I'm like, son of a bitch.
yeah. Sometimes you spend more time running in that game than you do actually fighting. But yeah, a few other things I've been playing. 2 of them are, I believe they're PC only. They might be coming to PlayStation and Xbox Live, but they were a game called Dead Cells. It's kind of like I'd say it's kind of like a 2D Dark Souls.
Really?
Oof.
Yeah. I think it's like $15 or $20 on Steam. I know they recently said they're going to be upping the price because of how much more content they're going to be adding. I think they said they were probably going to charge like $25 for it. I think even still then, it's probably every bit worth it. They've been releasing content pretty much bi-weekly or weekly, but they have like different biomes and everything that you can go to. And pretty much once you die, that's it. The only progression you save is weapons that you've unlocked or items or skills that you find throughout the game. You can find like blueprints. An enemy might drop a blueprint, and you can pick that up. And if you die with it, well, you lose that blueprint, so you're SOL.
Wow.
you gotta find it again.
Oh, that hurts.
It can be really tedious when you're first starting out because you have nothing. I know they recently kind of revamped it a little bit where you're not hitting as much of a wall as soon now. So they added things like elemental effects where like if you have if you throw like an oil bomb on an enemy and then you throw a torch on at the oil, it'll light up the screen like fire. And it'll do extra damage on the enemies. So they've done a good job incorporating a lot of different effects into the game. The other one that I've been playing is. Go ahead.
Nope. I was actually just putting up the Twitch channel to see if anybody was there, so the sound was on. I didn't hit mute quick enough.
The other one I've been playing was Streets of Rogue, which is kind of along the same lines. It's more of an isometric permadeath game. You pretty much run around and you can like recruit other people. I think they give you like 15 or 18 different characters to choose from, and they all have like specific skills and things that they're better at. Like they've got a hacker on there, and one of the things they can do is they can like remotely hack computers. It's really tedious. I haven't made it very far into that game. It's actually pretty difficult. I would say it's probably twice as hard as Dead Cells, if not more. But it's still a pretty enjoyable game. I never really considered myself really being into those rogue games or those roguelike games where it's once you're dead and that's it. I played Bloodborne. Oh my god, that was a game that I just wanted to, shatter my PlayStation for.
And what's funny? I, who suck at games, love that game.
Yeah, you probably beat it.
I didn't get that far, but I really did enjoy it.
Yeah, it was, for me, I couldn't even get out of like the first area or two, and it was just so hard for me. I guess it was just a matter of not being patient enough to learn the patterns.
That was the key I found. Was patience was required, which I usually don't have, but once you learned how to play it and work your way through, I really liked it. I picked up Dark Souls 3 recently on Steam really cheap. I haven't played it yet, but
yeah, I never could get into those, and I don't know if it's because it's not a three-dimensional game that's drawing me to it, but I really, really enjoy those two games, that Dead Cell and that Streets of Rogue. I mean, definitely if you want something different to play, but you want a challenge, those two are definitely up there.
Cool. That's awesome, man.
I was sort of disappointed with that. I was half expecting a medieval Streets of Rage, but
Well, that could, yeah, I could see how the name would be. Yeah.
Cool, man. That's about it, huh?
Yeah. I haven't really been playing a whole lot much else. Those are just a few games that have ruled the roost, so to speak.
That's awesome. Nick, what about you, bro?
Lots and lots of Destiny. I have been
that too, huh?
You're surprised, yeah. Of course,
People still play Destiny?
No, right? Jeez. Yeah, I've recently joined up with the Dad's Destiny, so
okay.
they've been so I've been sort of lingering about them for a long time, and finally just took the bullet and signed up to them. So I signed up.
They got a pretty active Discord group, right? Because I think I'm in there.
Oh, they've got tons of Discord groups. I'm part of the X1 Euro Havoc squad. So they've got, even with that main Discord, they've got loads of sub Discords in there as well. It's nuts. It's insane how popular it is.
Wow.
But yeah, so we signed up for a raid racing thing. So I think there was about 4 different groups of us, all racing to see who can complete the raids as quick as possible.
That's cool.
Yeah, it is amazing fun, and it's so frustrating when you have that wipe right at the start and you have to go back to orbit and start again. It's like, no, come on. But
you guys all start at the same time and kind of
we just set times. We just set times on the raids, and you get penalised if someone dies in the lamps at Crota, or and you get bonuses if you do the challenge modes and all that sort of stuff. It's leading that I finally able to one sword Crota, which is kind of awesome to do. But
I saw your video of that.
Yeah, it's so annoying.
Not there yet. I've gotten them down close, but not one sword.
Yeah, it takes a really tight team listening to what they need to do and taking it down. But yeah, it's really good. It feels amazing when you finally do it. I've of course been playing a ton of the Destiny 2 beta. It's so good.
Good.
The golf club.
That. The golf club too. Yes.
Yeah, man. Enjoying my spot at the top of the leaderboards.
I think you've won 2 or 3 tournaments in a row, right?
I think I won 2. I think TAF won the last one, but I'm back at the top for this one. So
I think this one's pretty much done because I think the heavy hitters went. The only one left was Marcanics, right?
Yeah.
So for those that don't know, if you're on the Xbox One, we set up a golf club society. There's, I think, 5 or 6 of us. It's called VG Hub. Look it up. We'd love to have you join in with us. We're having a good time, and we're doing different events. I think we're doing 4-day events, 2 runs in each course now. We're going to start up handicap now, so people like Marcanics are at the bottom have a shot of trying to win. But
that's me screwed.
Yeah, but we'll still announce. I think the OC podcast will announce every week winners. But I'll talk to Greg and make sure we talk about who the best scratch golfer is, and then handicap. But it's fun. I really like that game. It had some nice improvements from the Golf Club 1. I thought not enough where it's annoying, where it's like major changes. It's still really a tough sim, but I like it.
Yeah, it is good. It's the societies bring a lot to it. I think keeping everyone together and being able to play against each other without having to, search for everything. You can just go into the societies tab. There's everyone. There's what golf course you need to play on. Done. That's a really nice touch. I like that.
I played a course last night in my career called the Tropics, I think, or Tropics something. It was the worst course ever, and it was made by the company that created the game. The shadows on the first hole, you couldn't even see the hole because of the shadows. It was really laggy. The greens were awful. There was rocks all over. I actually got stuck in front of a rock right off the green, and I couldn't see my backswing because they still showed you the rock. It was just I was annoyed, but for the most part, most of the stuff's been pretty good, except for the greens on that last course we played.
Oh yeah.
That was a remake though from Golf Club 1. So
was it?
I'm guessing they can import old courses into the Golf Club.
Yeah, I imagine it'd be quite easy. Not much has changed with the engine wise or anything. That just makes it better looking now. I really enjoyed that. It is good having that little bit of pressure, making sure you need to sink this putt. But
Did you join any other societies, or are you just doing that and career stuff?
I'm in the Rough Gaming Society as well. They have a season set up as well, so I'm sort of keeping near the top of them. I didn't see the last one's results yet, so I think I was either first or second on that one.
I got to find another society, but the golf club tours will be starting up, I think, about early August sometime, which is fun. I'll be doing that.
Yeah, yeah. I think I started that last time around, but I just got bored and started playing Destiny again. And a couple of games on the PC. I've been playing a lot of Prison Architect. I picked up in the sale. Playthrough story is fantastic fun.
Haven't played it. I own it, but I haven't really played it.
Yeah, I've been intrigued by it for so long, and thought, it was a couple of pounds. Thought, yeah, fine, get it, install it, played it. Is actually, there's a lot of thought goes into it, and all the different setups and all that sort of stuff. It's a really, really good game. And the old favourite Football Manager, I think I have everyone since 97, 98, and played thousands of hours of that game.
You have, man. I always see my Steam window pop up, Football Manager Womble.
Yeah.
Although you're playing Minecraft right now, or is that one of your kids?
That's one of my kids, yeah. Well, they're in bed. They've just got it on at the moment.
I was going to say, it's a little late for them, isn't it?
A little bit, yeah. Only, 1 in the morning, yeah.
Yeah.
1 in the morning.
Only.
Yeah.
Only, yeah.
It's awesome. So, yep, I've been playing Golf Club 2, like Nick was saying. I've been playing still tons of Battlegrounds, PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds. I just love that game.
How is it?
It's got my addiction level back up with Rust, which I loved and I just had a ton of fun with. But the nice thing about this compared to Rust was Rust, you could put all that time in, build that house, and then if you took off a day or two, most likely you were raided and lost everything. The nice thing about this is you jump in, the games are never longer than maybe 25 minutes, and if you suck like me, maybe 15 minutes. You're in, you're out, and then you start over again. And the community, that's what makes this game the best, probably, is the community. It's taken off like Rust. Like, there's always a group of guys to play with, which is what makes it so much fun. And It's funny, a lot of the guys that we play with are over in Scotland or in Britain and all that, and they are up this late. Like right now, they're probably playing, so I could jump on, and there's a couple of guys on there that I'll be playing with, and it's 2 in the morning, and they're still playing the stupid game. So
I got a close friend of mine. His wife bought it for him, and he's practically not even hardly left his chair.
It's so addicting, and I've won a couple times, which is nice. I've gotten chicken dinners twice. Both times I've only really, I don't really like solo. The stress, I get so nervous, and like the best I think I did was like top 5 once in a single. But the multiplayer is where it's at for me. Duos or with a squad of 4, and we won once in the squad of 4. Where I was the last guy alive and killed the last guy. And then I was in a squad of 4, and I was not the last guy, but we won, so I got my chicken dinner again.
Nice.
And those listening at home, if you don't know, when you win, you get a thing that pops up that says, winner, winner, chicken dinner. So we all talk about some chicken.
Hoping it comes to PlayStation. They've rumored it. They haven't said yes, but they pretty much said it's... the option isn't out.
Right.
It's there.
It's going to Xbox, I think, maybe the fall, I think, or
yeah, I think it's about autumn time, yeah.
Unfortunately around the time of Destiny, but I might pick it up on there too. My son loves it, and I know my boys would play it a lot, so we probably will have it on the Xbox. By the way, Woody just jumped into the chat on the Respawn Kings, and he said Defoe's playing with a group of guys. I knew it.
Hey, Woody.
It's right. Tonight's not Wednesday. It's not FIFA night for them.
Yeah.
We usually record on Wednesdays. So, and the other thing I'm playing is Destiny 2 beta, but very little. I didn't get a lot to play about that, so I'm going to be relying on you guys a lot when we start talking about that. But like I said, this is going to be a big time show about Destiny. So let's talk about the original game first, and we'll jump around the room and see what you guys think. Nick, what made you such a huge Destiny fan? What do you think it was?
I'm not sure. I started Destiny really, so I got on launch, set it up, played the beta a bit, and I thought, yeah, this is all right. It's not too bad. My mates, had quite a decent group at the start, and we did a lot of the story, some strikes, and all that sort of stuff. And we sort of enjoyed that. But they sort of, I think we all got to about level 26. Late 26 back in the day.
Yep.
And we thought, the Vault Glass is out, let's give that a go. And we all had blue stuff. I think only one of us had an exotic, but we thought, we're level 26, we can do this. And we got absolutely gubbed. Like, you have never seen such devastation. We couldn't even get past the first door. That's how bad it was. So
you had to be
they
30,
also
right?
went,
For that, if I remember right.
No, it's 26 for the easy
26?
mode.
Okay.
Yeah.
26 and 30.
But it's just because we all had blue stuff.
Yep.
We were so underleveled, and a lot of them just went, yeah, okay, fair enough. We're not going to do that, and jumped off the game. But I was like, no, I'm going to beat this shit. Just screw that, I'm going to beat it. So I kept on playing it, and all my mates jumped off to another game, so I ended up soloing like everything. I did solo Nightfalls, and I think it was almost after the Dark Below before I finally went through the Vault of Glass again, and of course Crota's End, and it was just I don't know what hooked me, but it was just like, yeah, I'm going to beat this. I'm going to be that guy that can do all this. And yeah, no, I am. It's good. I still don't know what keeps me coming back. I think
I find it the same way, because they ask me that. When I was doing the marathon and I was interviewed by Webster, and he's like, "What is it about the game?" I'm like, "I don't know."
Yeah, it's so hard to explain. I mean, I'm part of a really good community now, and back in the Taken King, I had a load of guys I raided with. But yeah, no, it's just even year one when I was doing everything solo as much as possible, it's just like, I don't know why I'm still playing this game. All my mates are playing that game, and that looks really fun, but I want to play more of Destiny.
Right. Yep. And then you had whatchamacallit came out, the game from Ubisoft, Tom Clancy's The Division.
Oh, The Division.
Which was very similar, but it did not have the legs for me that Destiny did at all.
Yeah. I think that's one of the biggest breaks I've taken from Destiny is when The Division came out. I played a ton of that as well, but it just got so repetitive so quickly, and there's only so many times you can kill a guy named Alex.
Right.
With 26 magazines from your machine gun.
Exactly. God.
Before, it just gets like, yeah, I just can't do this anymore.
Yeah, no doubt. What about you, Brian? What made you a huge Destiny fan? Do you got a finger on it, or you can't tell?
Well, kind of in the same boat as Nick. I mean, for me, it was, I never really got into getting around to doing Vault. I mean, I did it before Dark Below. I did manage to beat it. I did at least have a core group of friends that I actually used to work with prior from a couple jobs ago. And we all just kind of knit together and started playing Destiny. Mm-hmm. But I think for me, it was, and I'll be honest, initially it was the story we were promised. We all remember going back to E3. What was it, 2013 or whatever it was, and we saw this gorgeous trailer and this gameplay that they showed off, and it was like, they go out there and they're in the public event and everything, and people are just dropping in and coming in from all different directions. You kind of had this sense of, oh well, we're gonna have this epic story, and then it just went to shit.
Yeah.
But I mean, when we got our hands on it, it was so the story just wasn't there. And I mean, the ball just really was dropped.
Right.
But I think what probably made me such a huge fan of Destiny was the community.
Yep.
The community behind it is just immense. I mean, you go look on Reddit, or you have sites like DestinyLFG.com and .net. You got the 100. You got all these different communities that have come together to kind of help bridge the gaps, that we're missing in terms of matchmaking for raids or for nightfalls and such. That really was what kind of brought me, that really kept me hooked into it. There were times that it was really hard to find a group.
Yep.
But I think once I found the 100, that really helped. It kind of, it was like this total 360,
No
or
pun
total
intended.
180. Total 180. Excuse me. Of where I was at, and how I was going about playing the game. It's like, where is everybody? All my friends aren't playing anymore. Everybody's either rage quit because they can't get past this, or because it's so monotonous now. And it was just like, it's to the point where it's like, I just got to have that next piece of gear.
Yep.
There's still stuff that I'm missing in my inventory that I want. and I think that's what made the first game so great, was the community and trying to get that that next better piece of gear, or that next better roll or something, or as they call them, that next god roll gun.
Yeah. Yes.
I was looking for the god roll.
God roll.
I don't think I've ever gotten one. I have gotten a couple. I think I have gotten a couple god roll pieces of gear. Like, I have a perfect ghost.
Oh yeah.
Maximum stats on it. It's I've gotten a couple of them. Ironically, it was the ghost that dropped for me for the Age of Triumph vault. I got the Templar shell out of it. It looks cool. But I think my one that I really want is, I think it's got to be the Crota one. I think that's probably the coolest looking ghost shell in the game, next to the ghost.
Very nice.
Ghost.
Yeah.
Or the deviled ghost.
The ghost is pretty cool too.
Yeah, it is. But yeah, that's cool. Yeah, and in Destiny for me, I got hooked when we had the beta. I actually remember I was in Florida and it was out, and I had my PS4 down there, and I was playing it, and I'm like, this looks good. Felt good. It had that Halo feel, which you can't complain about. And it definitely, I think you're right, Brian. I think it was a community. You guys were awesome. When we were on the PS4, and I kind of got to a point, I would stop, and then I came back again, and we all started hooking up from all of us together and doing these raids. And you guys were always so helpful, and Eric, and we started to build up a nice group of fellas, and we'd get to a spot, and you're like, hey Gary, you go over here, there's a ghost, and everybody was always so helpful. Even with the raids, and everybody, we all had patience with each other. I knew most likely I was holding the team back, but nobody was ever a dick about it, and everybody was cool. And I think,
come on, Gary.
Yeah, come on, you can do that jump. I'm like, can I just die and you guys do the jumps, and I'll come back in, and yeah, we can do that. So
there were a few like that.
Yep, I think we did that a few times, probably in the first raid. So. That one first jump puzzle. Although I did get better at jumping eventually. But not that good. So, anyway. Kind of similar, but like any parts of the game that were your favorite, like that kind of stand out? Like for me, I would probably say the mechanics and the gunplay were great. I loved the raids. It was something so cool to put a 6-team group of guys and gals together and go take on something, and it had to all be coordinated, and the teamwork and all that work you needed. I love the PvE, the environment that they made, and the communities. Like, we were talking about the 100 and all those places you could meet to find people, and partly because I think Bungie screwed up a little bit on in-game abilities to find friends.
No doubt.
But, like DIM is great. That is phenomenal what they opened that up and let people create software so that you can go in there. The Destiny Inventory Manager, if people are listening and don't know what I'm talking about, you can go on a web page or an app and manage your entire inventory and set up, like, if I'm going on a raid or it's a certain type of strike, like I could give myself certain equipment that are needed. And if the burn of the week was whatever, Void, I could load up my favorite Void class and set up and all that stuff. So I think that was the stuff that was like my favorite of the game, and Bungie just supports the hell out of the game. They made so many changes from that game is so different from when it first came out.
Yeah,
Definitely.
They listen. I think they're one of the better game developers out there probably at this point.
people will never know the struggles of the year one of loading up a character, going to the tower, dropping your stuff off in the vault,
Oh god,
loading up your next
that.
character, going to the tower, picking it up.
Yep.
Oh man.
Yeah. What about you, Nick? Anything that kind of stands out different from what we talked about?
Yeah, no, I think the community, in year one, I LFG'd a lot, especially around Croa. I think every single raid I ran was with just a random group of people, but it's Croa is so easy. You could just, one person could run it pretty much. The community is a fantastic part, and you see a lot of the really good work that a lot of the big community streamers are doing now, like raising money for charity and all that sort of stuff, and people like really taking this game to heart. I mean, people are getting like partnered on Twitch and all that through their work on Destiny. So the community is a massive, massive thing around this game, which really keeps you coming back.
Yeah. Brian, what about you? What were your favorite parts?
A little bit of what you touched on. I mean, the environments were fantastic. I mean, the level designs were just spot on. There was just so many places to go, so many nooks and crannies to find, places where you shouldn't go that you could go. I remember one time I was actually trying to one of the things for the Age of Triumph was getting all the ghost shells, and I actually. Since I didn't want to run through the echo chamber strike, I actually looked up a video and found that you could get the ghost shell without going through the strike. It probably took me about an hour and a half to do it, but I could have went in and done the strike.
Is that you took me on one of those adventures once? I think it was you, right? Where we were like outside the building.
It's very possible.
And we got stuck. I couldn't get out.
Oh, yeah. I remember.
Was Eric with us? I don't remember.
It was you, me, and Eric. We were trying to get into the... we were trying to glitch into one of the strike areas.
Yeah.
I think we were trying to get into the sea where you where you go in, you kill the giant... the 3 giant dudes at the end of the final the Rise of Iron mission.
Yep.
And you could see the Siva and everything for the raid.
That's right.
You were able to get back in there, and you could see the giant whatever.
Can you guys hear my son in the background?
Yeah. Not bother me.
Anthony, get a toy.
It was.
Sorry.
It was definitely, I mean, the environments were fantastic. The PvE was great. The gunplay. I'm kind of at a loss for words at just how good it is.
Yep. And you know what? Bungie, they as much as you may complain that they change things up, but I went with that. Like when that game first came out, I loved an auto rifle, and then I fell in love with whatever. They kept changing it. And
guns.
I kept changing what I liked based on what they were going with, and it gave me opportunities to try different guns, like a pulse rifle or whatever.
Yeah, and I think we have PvP obviously to blame for that, because every time a balance was made in PvP, it breaks the hell out of stuff in PvE.
Yep.
And then when they destroyed shotguns in one of the updates, they were practically useless in PvE. Nobody used them.
Nick
I use them. I use a void shotgun when I run Vault of Glass, because they just absolutely destroy Minotaurs. But yeah, for my favorite type of gun, I would probably say lately I've been finding myself going back to. I usually find myself using hand cannons again. I was big on hand cannons back during the alpha and the beta, and then it was scout rifles.
Yep.
Then it was auto rifles for a little while, and then it was pulse rifles. And I still find myself using pulse rifles more often than anything else. But Yeah, I mean, it's just something about the way the guns handle and the diversity, and you have the different archetypes
Yeah.
of each gun.
Yeah.
You got your high impact pulse rifles and stuff. It just that they pretty much made a middle ground for everybody to like a type of gun. Some people liked high impact weapons. Some of them preferred lower impact with higher rate of fire.
Yep.
They pretty much made the guns to where it was something for everybody.
Yeah,
Everybody could pick up a gun in that game and just use it.
Unless you couldn't get it, which would
right,
drive Eric crazy.
But I mean, and even
was that the Gallahorn he wanted so bad, right?
It was like 500 hours before I got mine.
Yeah.
I still haven't even gotten the year 3 Mythic class yet. That evades me.
Will not drop for me. I've got every raid exotic except from that damn Mythoclast.
I'm glad I'm not the only one. I think I'm missing 1 or 2 of the Wrath exotics from the challenges. But yeah, it's just for some reason that gun just evades me, and I don't know why. A friend of mine did it, and he's only completed the heroic Vault of Glass like 2 or 3 times, and he got one, and
geez.
a Fatebringer, and like 4 other weapons. And I'm like, you know what? Just shut up.
Some guys just have all the luck,
Yeah. Yeah, and back in year 1, there were guys that I played with who, they'd get like 6 Gallahorns or 7 Gallahorns. I'm like, you know what? I haven't even gotten one.
Yeah, that would have been nice if you could have shared them.
Give me trading.
Or trading.
Give me trading.
Actually, I'm making that. Put on my wish list for the next version. Trading.
But yeah, the raids. I mean, aside from the gunplay, the raids, they had excellent mechanics in some of them. And it took anytime they released a raid, it was always that world's first there were always the world's first guys, and then after somebody beat it, everybody knew how to there's a strategy on Reddit or on YouTube or something. Here's how you do the raid.
I remember when there was you had to figure out how to get the prime.
Oh wow, that was tough.
Brutal.
So that's amazing.
Let alone the whole machine at the end, where you got to do the little engine things to before you can finally unlock it.
And a specific fire team.
Yeah, you had to get all the monitors and everything. Then you had to go through. You had to complete the raid. Then you had to do this. Then you had to do another, or you had to kill 3 raid bosses. Then you had to do the raid.
Yep.
Incomplete. Then you had to do this. Then you had to do some missions and so forth and so on. Then you had to do those little Siva cube things. And the Siva cubes, the one thing that most people didn't know is that you had to be in a fire team, and you had to have one of each class to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it was a matter of figuring out the numbers.
Yeah.
And when I did it, I think it probably took me about 25 tries to finally get it on my last one, and that was using a tool out there.
Yep. Yeah.
That I found on Reddit.
Yep. Yeah, we all had
yeah,
that one.
I think. Yeah, I mean, it's between the raids and the gunplay. Again, I mean, the community. It just because of it being so diverse out there. I mean, playing with people all over the world, it was. Blast.
Cool. So, what about our dislikes, Nick? I'll start with you. Is there anything?
The year 1 grind.
Yeah.
The year 1 grind. All those hours spent farming for minerals.
About that.
Bombing the loot cave.
Yep.
But yeah, just forever being level 29. Your legendaries decoding into blues. And then having to wait for all the bloody shards as well.
Yeah.
Just to fully level up all your stuff, yeah. Year 1 was had some interesting bits and bobs, but yeah, it was just such a grind. But one that I came back to time and time again. But yeah, no, I think that was my only dislike of the game. I think since it made the changes to the Taken King. The differences in the light, and they made it easier for people to get to max light, which I sort of support this sort of time of year, this sort of time lifetime in the game. But yeah, like early on, like if you've seen someone who was level 30, you know they've both grinded and got incredibly lucky.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, for me,
And
definitely.
the first time you see that mythic last,
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, that was scary.
Yeah, some of the grinds were just tough, and I did them, and I mean sometimes there was parts of them that were fun. Like I wanted that Dark Drinker so bad, and that grind was rough. I mean, going on freaking Mars and collecting relic iron over
Yeah.
and over again, and then jumping in. I think I had to go. It was not you had to go to Crucible and get kills with
Mm-hmm.
with the
Yeah,
sword.
with the sword, yeah.
So I was just doing stupid stuff where I just didn't even have it supercharged. I would just run around and maybe each match maybe get 3 or 4 kills with it. It was just brutal, but ended up being my favorite weapon. So I was glad I did it, but getting there was just such a nightmare. I don't think I did it on the I did it on the Xbox. I don't think I did it on the PlayStation. I think I went back and got close. Maybe I got it. I'm not sure. I'll have to check. But yeah, that was definitely a dislike. The party stuff we talked about. Jumping, I hated, and I hated jump puzzles. And then some of the special events, although they were cool, like that last Halloween one they did, it was like I thought I was going to get like a cool pumpkin head or this or that.
Oh, the Festival of Lights. Yeah.
It was
or Festival of the
basically-
Lost.
It was just pay. It was pay to buy
Festival
stuff.
of the Cost.
Yeah, I didn't like that. I get it. I know they're trying to raise money, but I just didn't like the way they did that. At least still give us a chance to get some of that stuff without paying. You know, I was
Yeah.
I was doing shit
Record
for
book
that.
on SRL.
Yep, I was doing shit that I thought I was gonna get rewarded for, and then I realized I was just getting useless crap. I forget what it was. You know, you bring in the bag of goodies or whatever, and that would
Mask.
Yeah.
give you shit. I
Give
was
me
like,
damn mask.
after I realized that, I was done. I was like, all right, next. I'm just going to do some raids or something. But what about you, Brian? Anything you remember really dislike? Was it just some of how hard it was to get some of those weapons, maybe?
You know, I mean, a little
For
bit
Eric?
of what you guys have touched on. Yeah, for Eric. No, literally a lot of what actually you guys touched on. You know, the forever grind, man. Year 1, it was just brutal. Even up to year 2 when Taken King came out. If you couldn't get in a good enough group to do King's Fall, and this was probably my biggest dislike of the entire game was the King's Fall raid. It was just there were so many mechanics, and it took so damn long to finish that raid. It was just a long raid.
I wasn't so much bothered by the mechanics because I think after Crota it needed something like that.
Absolutely.
The biggest baller about the King's Fall raid was, you know, if you go in hard 320 light and it would drop something at 311 for you, you know, because the rewards would be random. It wouldn't be based on your light level. It would be random between 311 and 320, and you do all that work for a 311 primary, and it's like,
Yeah.
and then you try and fuse it into something and you only get like half the light from it. It's like, oh, come on.
Yeah, that was the thing was, you know, and of course now we have, you know, it's the 1-to-1 infusion. You know, you infuse a 400 into something, it's gonna be 400. It's not gonna be like 395 or 382 or something like that. It's just, you know, one and done. That was one thing that they should have done from that moment. You know, the whole weaponry forging, that was a fantastic thing.
Yeah.
You know, that gave me a reason to spend my glimmer, you know, in some of my materials. You know, now it's just like I sit on max glimmer all the time and max marks because I don't have anything to use them with. But yeah, it was just, I will say, I mean, the mechanics were, definitely needed, but I think it was just because it was so long, and then there was so much there that, you know, even if one tiny minute thing went afoul, you're done. Like, you know, there were times when I would run King's Fall and you'd go down and you'd go, I love being the runner in there for the final area. I absolutely love it. You know, Warlock, Titan, Hunter, whatever. I can do it on any of those characters. Easiest on the Warlock, you know. Warlock Master Race.
You were a Warlock, yeah. All right. Yeah, here we
But,
go. Well,
I am the king at jumping on warlocks.
you know what's
so,
funny? I think
uh,
the three of us together, because we all had different classes, it would have been we could have wrecked some havoc out there. But
shit, I'd get through a jumping puzzle, and we're all over here waiting on Gary.
Yeah.
hey,
I think the other big thing is
the recording
matchmaking.
stopped. Can you hear me?
Oh, did it?
Yeah, we blew a fuse apparently, so I lost internet.
Oh no.
Oh, I didn't even notice that.
So I never got to that part. So you guys, just as I said, we'll go to the rapid fire questions. I got dropped. So
Oh, I didn't even hear that.
No, we never heard that.
But it was probably, I mean, King's Fall was probably the make or break for a lot of people in that game.
Yeah.
That and the matchmaking. There was no matchmaking for raids and Nightfall. You know, you either ran it by yourself or luckily got a group.
I could totally get the no matchmaking though. I mean, some of those people in the LFG groups are total dicks. You know, I've been in a group for Skolas and have been kicked before I get the rewards.
Got to have Galahorn, light level 400, 60 plus.
Oh, yes, solely. Yeah, it's like, but yeah, no, it's like, I totally get like the no matchmaking stuff, but I can totally get why you would want matchmaking in there. It's sort of that 50-50 thing. It's...
Yeah. All right, you guys ready? I'll get us going again.
Yeah.
Where are we? Okay, we're recording. I'm streaming. We should be good. All right. Thanks to editing. I'm gonna have to edit this time. So so let's move on to the next part of our podcast here. We're gonna close out Destiny 1 talk with our rapid fire questions, and we'll start off. We'll go Brian, then I'll throw mine out, and then Nick, you throw yours out. Probably got about 6 or 7 of them here, maybe 8. I'm not sure, but we ready to go?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think I know the answers to some of these. So, and Nick reminded me of one of my. I changed one of my answers thanks to Nick. But anyway, favorite class, Brian.
Warlock.
I'm a hunter. Nick.
Titan.
Subclass, Brian. And do
Void
PvE
Walker.
and PvE, both PvE and PvP.
Void Walker, both ways.
Okay. PvE,
Good shout.
I like Night Stalker on the PvE just because I thought it was a nice help for everybody else. To get the bow and arrow out there, as long as I remembered to change it to the right one. And Blade Dancer in PvP. Nick?
Hammers for PvE, especially when the first came out. It's just so much fun. And the Tickle Fingers, the Stormcaller for PvP, you just destroy.
You really did. I remember that very well. I get my ass kicked by them constantly. Favorite PvP weapon? Brian.
PvP?
Yeah.
Oh, geez, you didn't even say that in there. You just said favorite weapon.
I changed them earlier.
I didn't see it. Favorite PvP weapon. Oh, geez. God, maybe Vision. Vision of Confluence.
There you go. Good one. Mine was a Mida multi-tool.
Yeah.
Nick?
Yeah. Mine's a Mighty Multi-Tool. I wrecked with that thing.
I
so good.
always played well with it, and even after it was old, it still did me well.
I think it depends on the mode, though.
Yeah, probably. PvE weapon. Go ahead, Brian.
It would be either a toss-up of one of these two, either the legendary Fatebringer or the Ex Machina sniper rifle from Wrath of the Machine.
Okay.
Nah, that's a nice sniper.
Yeah. I went Dark Drinker just because it was so hard and it could wreck at times with that thing. I used to love going to my little circle dance and just wiping shit up. What about you, Nick?
Super Simulant. It's just so much fun. Firing that laser, bounces about until it comes back and bounces in your face and kills you.
PvE, PvP, Brian?
Both.
Yeah.
Loved playing both.
Okay, I was a PvE guy, but I didn't mind PvP so much on this game. Nick?
PvE mainly. I raged far too hard in PvP.
This is a tough one because some of these could just you liked and then didn't anymore. But favorite strike, Brian?
With having the pick, it would be one of two. It would either be the Nexus, or it would have to be, and I'm sorry you don't get this one, Nick, but Echo Chamber.
Yeah.
That was a good one.
Although you'll get it in October.
I really enjoyed Crota, and for whatever reason, I just always had fun with that. Just the different parts and levels of going through that. What about you, Nick?
Scream, man.
The Scream was rough.
Yeah. I loved kicking Rocket's McDickface's arse all the time. Ballast Arc.
Rocket's McDickface. What about you? Let's see. Raid, Brian, last one. Favorite raid?
Vault.
Yeah, I figured that.
Gotta say Vault.
I would have said Vault, but it's been so long since I played it, and I didn't replay it, so I love the Wrath of Machine. I had a lot of fun with that. Played that numerous times with a bunch of you guys. So, Nick?
Vault Glass.
There you go.
The original, the best.
Always the best. The original. Good. So anyway, that is Destiny 1 talk. We've been on a while, so let's just jump right in here to Destiny 2 beta talk. You guys, I only got to play it last night for about 20 minutes. Unfortunately, I had to pick my son up from football. It was just a little bit crazy in my house, but it felt great. I jumped in as a hunter, had my auto rifle, got my exotic real quick, and really enjoyed it. And the super with the dual sword. Oh, hello. I'd see those little bubbles pop down, and I would go over and slash them all up. I was having a ball. But you guys have put some time in, so let me hear from you. I'll start with you, Brian. What are you liking about it? What are you playing with? You playing with everything so far? Game modes, classes? What do you think? What's your first thoughts on this thing?
Probably say I haven't probably put in near as much time as Nick, just because work and everything, and just
Nick took off yesterday, so we'll save the best for last.
Not many people have really been on my friends list, playing it that weren't already in groups, but I would say I've probably maybe put in 3 or 4 hours. I did the homecoming mission, played it on all 3. One thing I didn't know, and I felt so stupid, was with the Titan. When you're running the Sentinel class, I didn't realize that if you hold down your super buttons, it releases the Ward of Dawn, so you still have your bubble. So I'm sitting there and I shoot this thing off, and I'm like, why don't I have a shield? Damn it! What did I do wrong? And then I read that you got to tap the buttons and then you can use your shield. So I haven't played with that yet. I think I did the for the striker, or I did run the striker Titan mainly. God, that roaming super is so much fun. Being able to just run around and Fist of Havoc a bunch of times. Oh yeah, I did that. That was that's the only character I did the strike on with so far, and I had a lot of fun with it. I didn't do any. I think I might have done one PvP game with the Titan. I can't remember. Haven't really done anything much yet with the Hunter, but I spent last night when I was playing it, I spent probably a good hour in the homecoming mission just killing things as the pole dancer. It was just so much fun, just popping that super dancer. And well, it is. I mean, it's essentially a pole dancer. I mean, you're running around with a pole, so if you really want the real term, it's Arc Strider. That is the class.
No, it's pole dancer from now on.
Yeah, it's pole dancer. But yeah. It's just a really fun class. The only thing I'm a little disappointed with the Hunter though is they don't really bring anything to the table for a group. They have Chain of Woes and that's it. Which I think that gives precision. I think it's precision kills and it gives like increased damage or something for everybody in the group that's nearby. Right. I think they could, just your Titan and your Warlock. They both have, you can drop your shield.
Yep.
so you can block off a corridor. You can do the cover-based shield, so you're constantly refilling ammo. You could get a Warlock and a Titan to work together, and you could drop, the frickin' tower shield and then pop a health recovery thing in one spot. And then you've got one place blocked off, and then you can just sit there and heal all day. It's a lot of getting used to, because there is a lot that's different. Our classes aren't the same at all. Everything's so much different. It's getting used to a lot of things. I think really for me the biggest thing with the Warlock is I can't say I'm a really big fan of the Dawnbreaker, or whatever it's called, the new solar class. The sword just doesn't, I don't know, it just doesn't vibe with me. I love how it looks, though. I think it looks badass. Next to Captain America. I think it's probably how the original Sunsinger should have looked in Destiny. It's, you self-res and you're essentially a freaking phoenix. That's probably how it should have looked in the first game. With like the wings coming out. Voidwalker, it's a little different. I can't remember if there is a triple Nova Bomb or not.
Yeah, I think there is. I think it splits up. You can do one of the parts for it.
I couldn't remember if there was or not. I know I did take that. That was the first class I did take into PvP, and I got a triple kill with it. Ooh, so that was nice. Gratifying. Bunch of guys stacked up on B and control on the map, and I came around that corner and I just went bam, and it just says triple down, and I'm like, thank you, Jax. Or should I say Morgan. Lenny James from Walking Dead. Yep. But yeah, it's the one thing I didn't know that you could do, and I don't know if you guys know this, but as the Voidwalker class with your grenades, you can overcharge them.
Yeah, I've read that.
I didn't know about it. I was watching Dado. Yep. If you're familiar with Dado.
Yep.
I was watching a video on him, or of him talking about it, because I didn't know about it. I didn't really spend much time looking at the skills. I just kind of adjusted my jump at a few things. Blink, I love Blink on the Voidwalker. It's so great. But I didn't even know you could charge your grenades, and it does it for each grenade. So regardless of which grenade you use, if you're going for the Axion bolts, it releases a bunch more Axion bolts.
Wow.
The only caveat, it consumes your super. So the longer you're holding it down and charging it, the more of your super is going away. It's a pretty cool mechanic.
That's neat.
But I didn't really spend a whole lot with the as I call it, the golden cheese. Instead of the golden gun, the golden cheese.
Golden penis.
Yeah, but it's I think it really is a pretty balanced game so far. But I think the biggest thing, like I said, it's just there's something that just bothers me about the Hunter not really bringing anything to the table.
Yeah, it started off like that.
Strikes.
The original Destiny, the Hunter didn't really bring much for team play until they brought that bow and arrow when they brought the third class. Or
the Night Stalker. The Night Stalker was probably one of the most beneficial subclasses in all of Destiny 1.
Yeah.
Especially, it really shined in King's Fall, and it did. Oh man, it shined so much in Wrath of the Machine, especially during the Axis phases. You just sit there and tether everything.
Yep. You'd tether him. You'd have all those annoying robots dropping out of the sky on you.
Right. The skanks.
The skanks. Throw a good tether in a good spot, and you were done.
Yeah, but I think so far, that really is my thoughts. It's just the classes are great. It's just I wish the Hunter was more.
Yeah.
The Titan is always going to be the Titan. And it's nice that there's that versatility. You can if you need that bubble, it's there. You got it. Or if you just want to kind of lone wolf it and run around like Captain America, you can do that too. I think we're probably going to see that emerge as the most versatile class in 2.
Yeah.
I think we will.
I might. I didn't really play much Titan in the last game, but I might go a little Titan this time.
I think you'll enjoy it.
Yeah. Nick, what about you? What have you been? What do you think? You've put in how many hours do you think so far on the beta 2, or the 2 beta? Beta 2.
I think I played when it came at 6 yesterday. I played till about 10, 11 o'clock last night.
Wow.
And I put in about an hour or so today after work. Yeah, it's so good. I started off as a Titan. I think, like Brian, I spent a good hour just looking at all the things, looking at all the changes, looking at how good that looked. I mean, the rain effects, just spectacular. And I think I spent a good 15, 20 minutes just in the sort of siege of the tower bit where Zavala is, just helping out other players, just having a bit of fun, popping the super as much as possible. And
I thought that was so cool. I didn't expect that. And then just to see people just wander into the mission with you, and it's just like, I hope we see more of that.
Yeah, definitely. And I was like, when I first saw it, I was like, is that other players or are they bots? Or
right.
Yes.
Oh, we got a company over there, so.
Yeah, sorry.
It's all right, bro.
So I spent a good while doing that. Run the strike quite a few times. It is really well worked. I really enjoyed the strike. I think the first time I went with a group of 3 of us, and we spent a good 10 minutes or so just at the very first bit where all the enemies are spawning. We thought that was part of the strike, so.
I'm going to tell you where your brother's through the next fucking room.
I know, thanks.
No thanks. Your brother's through the next fucking room.
Right, and we spent a little bit of PvP. I played about 3 matches, 2 matches of Control, one on the new game type,
cool.
And we won on Control. It's good. It was nice and familiar, but the new one we just got absolutely gubbed. It wasn't pretty. 6-1, I think we lost.
So what do you think of the four player PvP now? You think it's good, bad?
It's what Destiny. It's what Bungie knows. A lot of the Halo multiplayer was 4v4, so I think they're going back to their strengths. I think some of the stuff on Destiny, I think they overstretched themselves a little bit with. So I think going back to 4v4 is where they know their stuff around that. They know how to lay out maps. So I think the 4v4 will come good.
Should be easier to find teams with only 3 other players.
Yeah.
Especially when Iron Banner comes up.
Oh yeah, definitely. It'll make for quicker matches as well, because it's the tire packed maps and good lines of sight. Yeah, so the PvP, I think it's never going to be my favorite part of a Destiny game, but it's pretty solid so far.
I heard Control. They make you go to B first, right? A and C are closed.
Yeah, you automatically have A and C captured for your team. So the first thing you do is you run for B.
That's cool.
Yeah, so it's a quicker start for the game.
Yep, let's get right into it. Very cool. Good, man. I got to get more gameplay in, and then this weekend it goes open. I guess when Saturday.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'll give that thing a download on the PS4 as well.
I think actually Friday. I think open beta starts the 21st, so tomorrow.
And I'm looking forward to trying it on the PC when it comes there. That's for damn sure.
That's in
later this summer, right?
I think they pinned down the 24th of next month. Yep. So August, I think, is where they're pining for, or maybe sometime, because I know it's or maybe I'm getting my dates confused, because I think PC release is the 24th of October.
Yep. All right. Cool. Well, I'm pumped up. So yeah, that's Destiny 2 beta. We're in it. We're running around. We're gonna get this show wrapped up here. I know it sounds like there's a lot of action going on at Nick's house. So
yeah, it's a little bit busy here.
let's try to close this out. I'll just hit a couple of the notes about the podcast. Don't forget, we have speak pipes. Nobody ever sends them in, so I'm not going to talk about it. We have our website and we have our Facebook page, so you can certainly give it a check. We're part of the VGHub.net community, where there's other great gaming sites and podcasts you can get to listen to. We're in Discord, so come check us out and interact with us there. Want to mention Better Hide or Die for a great PlayStation group, and of course Lousy at Gaming. They're not just Xbox, but they're a lot of Xbox. That's about it. I think that gets us to the end here.
Got a birthday.
Yeah, we'll get some shout outs here. I'll start then real quick. Gamer Girl, happy birthday. It's this weekend, or it's actually tomorrow, the 21st, so we'll hopefully have the podcast out, but happy birthday, Kim. One of the
Happy
original
birthday,
Lactors.
GG.
Nick, you got any quick shout outs here before we head out?
Yeah, all the raid racing team that I've been doing, it's been super fun. Just try to perfect those raids. It's been amazing. Thanks.
Yeah, I'll have to be, hopefully I'll find them guys when we start doing some Xbox Destiny 2.
Yeah.
Nice. Brian, shout outs?
No, nothing I can think of.
Just Apple products.
Stay frosty.
Stay frosty.
Yeah.
Awesome. So until we spawn yet another podcast, I want you all to play lousy.